Okay, so the first film that we're going to break down into educational videos is our film from Ukraine that we've recently published. It's called Ukraine Dreams, and it covers the subconscious of a country that had been sunk into full-scale war since the Russian invasion. Now, I want to talk on this first episode about discipline with filmmaking. What I've learned from my experience of filming different things around the world is that when you are not really sure what you want to do with a film, or you're very excited by a new place and new politics, it could be very tempting to run around between areas and different locations. And what we actually tried to do with Ukraine Dream is we said, okay, let's focus on discipline. Let's stay in one place and try and tell the story through this one kind of location. And for that location, we chose trains as a means of transport. This covers many different layers and areas as well. You would have metro trains, overground trains, train stations, but the essence of it is that we use one vehicle, one kind of space, trains and stations, to tell this story. So this suddenly opens up a whole world of opportunity. You have people who are fleeing from their towns and cities that are under siege, and they're taking the train as their mode of transport. You have people that say, we don't want to flee and we want to go back and fight. So suddenly, in this space that we've decided to choose for the filmmaking process, there is a whole overwhelming amount of emotion and people and politics and stories.
Під землею, мені здається, там теж безпечно. Ну, я думаю, що безпечно. Ну, безпечно при ядерному це небезпечно, це зрозуміло, так? Блін, важко мені це казати.
And what it does from a storytelling point of view is it helps the audience to stay in this area and this zone with you. And what it does for you as a filmmaker is it gives you this whole world of opportunity of things that you can play with your camera. So now that you're disciplined and you're choosing to focus on one area and one zone,
why don't you take the idea even further and think in a simplified way of a certain question that you're going to ask people? So for the example of Ukraine Dreams, we stuck to the question of asking train commuters what they dream about in their sleep.
Погиб мой друг, но вот во сне, я бы сказал, он был даже приятным, потому что мы с нашими общими друзьями зашли в метро, ничего не подозревая, не ожидая. И тут бац, он в метро в вагон заходит, и мы все в шоке, в растерянности, вот с ним все в порядке, все хорошо.
And if you ask the right question, you might understand the politics of a place in a new way.
once I speak to this one person and ask them, in the example of this film, what this man dreams about, how can I recreate the feeling of that dream by the cutaways that I film in and out of the window?
Вот честно не знаю, может быть это место может связывать очень многих людей.
But when I started out filmmaking, and when you are at the start of your filmmaking journey as well, it is quite easy to be unsure of what you want to tell the story about. Maybe you go somewhere where there's lots of things happening and there's a temptation to do run and gun with your camera, where you run to all these different locations and you capture the madness that's going on. But what I have learned with a bit more experience is that if you put discipline into your filmmaking practice, it can really help you when you come to the edit, because you've chosen a zone to focus on, and by cutting down and simplifying your idea, I really believe in the concept that less is more sometimes. Now, I'm against, the word discipline, it almost sounds militaristic in nature, and that feeling is against all of my core values. But how I want to summarize this video is that discipline in filmmaking is a very good strategy for keeping you focused,
simplifying your idea, and using all of the elements around you to tell a diverse, colourful, and cinematic story.
I hope this episode was helpful for your filmmaking journey. Do hit the subscribe button. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next time.